Day. One, two. Then I'm gonna go and try two. Okay. What? They want me to be broken down, barely even spoken down. Blue past, blue and when. You try to see the I to V, the victory. You couldn't add the I to even to the story. Take your lane, the HOV, before you be in on and see. Before you go to try to see, I guess you DUI to me. You ain't even fly to me. Now I'm looking like a leer. Gary girl, got a girl over there, she looking clear. She wanna call myself. I ain't drop it in her eye, but I gotta drop it in her eye. It might as well be in her where in her derriere. You couldn't even really curl. You already know you got the UK, but I got the queen right here. Now you wanna go to play, that's the kingdom. Anyway, ding dong, went at your door, belling. Came around, she came to tell him. No reason. Alexander came around for the bell meeting, bell greeting, bell eating, talking about you stand tall, you on the Eiffel, watch you fall to the greeting like no tower. Then came down, devour win, looking like the devil could die before he lived again, and that's backwards. Tell Jay, looking like who hates who, acting like who knew who before niggas was on the news, before you had to cop the juice. You sounded like Fruitopia, and I ain't even gotta know you, bro, to know that you on some open, bro. And that's off that you telling. That's that story. Watch you felon. Felony, go ahead and get a charge while you just going ahead and just getting lost. Next up to that beat though, she mad, she got the ego, she can't do it with me though. And that's being off her season. She wanna get some more feet, she wanna get her feet done. When she walk up to me, you already know that you done, and we done. But she took it to D and I left her with one real, two a G, and looking like she Neo and me. And if she not as Alice Voss, looking like she walking off, looking like she trying to see. She wanna get some divinity. She wanna part in trees like she came around like Trinity. And you could try to end and see is how it be. If you want a future, I guess you gotta do a trick for me. A trick to go to hollow then, hollow to that clip again. Talking about it's a movie before you seen how it ended then. And then looking like a mask with no Jason before you see how you ain't a Jason. I guess you're not really a J, and looking like you're not playing. But when you ain't got a J, you took a shot, but who ain't playing? Why you losing what you saying? You losing what you say to Kales. Looking like you trying to do good, you gunning for me as well. But you not a machine do. A machine do like you knew how you fiend true. Like you try to just fiend who. Looking like you did fiend who. And that's just off the older line. Smelling like she see me coming around. She know the older fine. She already know she ought to be mine. But if she not that audible, I guess I change it like a play. And she just lay her on his lane. Y'all she begging, see you playing. That's just off the iron felon. Looking like you felon yelling. She over there chanting yelling. Looking like who fed, who telling. Who telling how I jack it, take it Neo back in before you be in acting. I guess I took your trick to make you back when. Back to hand, to go to pimp, to go to powder though. To say I took the mics before you could. Omar Epps it though. And that's just off the high to high. Looking like who high and Howard. Looking like you going to Howard. Looking like you didn't sour. Sour go to Diesel then. Before you did a collegiately, I blew what you need again. Blue to go to Ivy League and talking about collegiately. And if you not just read a pen, read it go to read a pence. Looking like I've been Donald man. Got that Donald cash. Looking like who trumping. You ducking fast, better pick your luck and dash. Came around, I got the charm, but you ain't got your luck to pass. Your luck to pass is like an Indian and the abolition cost the Q to be in. Looking like you see, and you stand for getting son you seeing. Stand for the school that luck went to before he drew it and draw it before he threw it at you. Before you try to run off and throw it back to where you going, K-ing. Looking like who didn't know. And if you ain't in French, I guess you playing the way I'm at. Niggas in Paris, you better get back. You was embarrassed, you better just lack. You was just lacking, you in a Cadillac. Few years later, you gonna react. Read it, go ahead and inspect it back. Take it back to hate it that. And who got a board to get it aboard before you on board? Look like Monopoly. And you try to do the fire and what you seeing. You better cop what you saying and go and write it down before you respond to what you read. Reading to go to spawns, been a monster before you can't. Looking like you couldn't even then. Matter what you can't do a gun. Matter going to see the friend to go ahead, see the man. See the man to see like it's tree. Fall like it's a timber to me. Timber to go to the head to making the wood like you just could. And I got your girl crying later on like she just wanna come around and just would. Just went to that river like you auto Prince did fry. Looking like doves did cry. Like you know an artist guy. And if you know I art this guy, I guess you couldn't pour the trait then. Gotta pour it out for you before you could go Edgar hating. So Edgar Allan, go ahead and pour it off the allegory. Before I do you like vanilla ice, before you sugar sweet niggas say you nice, I got you off the story, right? Story, that's just off a ledge. She gon' go to talk to feds. You gon' get mad, twist your dreads. You gon' mad and shake your head. She gon' play just on the game. You was mad and playing instead like horses do. Horses do like horses do. If you thought about the game, I guess I got point horse for you. Horse for you to go to run. Looking like you ought to none to go to get. Nothing what you ought to get. Ought to go to change the game before I didn't ought to bit. Turn out on the flow before you really didn't. Hurt my to go and flow before you didn't really dope. Before you asking questions, I guess all you didn't. Jay, you know I had that shot before just off of nets and then nets before you go ahead and hustle for that nigga again. Nicking out that Reagan then. Ran what you gaining then. Ronald to go, Ronald going around like you McDonald, like you clowning for it was it. Like you really Steven Spielberg and taking Jews and it. Looking like you choosing before you kinda needing. Looking like you kinda seeing. Before I went to the Caribbean, I guess I gotta read or seeing. That's your SOS. Looking like you lost your best. Before I took it to the west and left you with some Kimmy stress. Kimmy to your Emmy Max. Got an Emmy, gotta look like Arsenio before you got a semi. Came around like Eddie, couldn't make me laugh. Laugh what you got some potion. Looking like who joking then. Before you got it on the ledge, I guess he was joking then. And that's the time and what we living in. Living what it didn't do before we issue independence. Independence before the cell couldn't even write and spit a nail and going in. Saying that you didn't well. Didn't well before you go to see. Looking like she coming out the well like she won a ring from me. Shit. I already won that. Nigga won that.
Purchase your tracks today.
ING.
Now's a fashion, looking like what he asking, nothing what he grasping to hand on, give you what you stand on. You got a rock, I got a O. Nigga, what your plans on? Plans on to the OZ, O to what you know me. Looking like you back to the day. Oh, what you homie to the device then. Looking like who ain't right then. Doing good for the daylight before you go to the right wind. Right wind to the blow into the hole to the rising. She came around the rising. Later on she got scorned. She improvising. Then she see me in her eyes then. I guess I am her. She improvising. And now you want to go and get wise then. Wise to go to get the chip before she got her oughta lip. She oughta talk about it. Looking like who is that? Looking like you off the tag before you got a hit from that. A hit to that. Take the H off. I just made history from that. And you could try to add the story. You could take a legend fact. A legend go and try the future before you could go plan it back. I guess I'm like Elon. I already came back to the planet fact. Fact to go and rock it that before you looking like a rock. Go ahead and coon it that to eat it. All the Aegis sisters, the ology, looking like the Aegis tits off the Teely. What you seeing? The opposite is what you seeing before you gotta go and re-sponsor. Go to what you saying before you didn't even have no response before they won't just play. Now you mad on the ground begging like you still be Subaru playing. That's that photo margin, like it looking at you in your eyes, like you know them squads and know the squad didn't even have to owe the brick to say you gotta owe some before you couldn't quiet it, and say that the Fed was gonna listen before you couldn't buy the and buy the oldest, the smell how you gonna get loud to talking what you know and you guys will be quiet cause you really ain't even knowing shit. So know to what you saying and just know to why you playing. And if you looking at me, I guess I send a notice to what you doing before you get back to where you stand at your crib. Then at your crib, that's just off the sea where I came from. She is already know she already came from see the rib and came around. She wanna come back to the crib and now you mad at cause the little baby roll up what we did. We ain't that bad and still be two that grown again. Grown to what you see a G. I guess we own a rowing again. Rowing like she rocked the boat and looking like you need a quote and back to go to fly the diva, looking like who flyer than Aaliyah. You could try to say if I'm in the sky like an Air Force, I guess I didn't have to force, but she just wants some air so I could blow like a hootie though. Asking what she did later on, she know she tooted though. You ain't have to know, but you still could question then. She gon' feed you later, but you still ain't learn your lesson then. Your lesson even give you more to go ahead, son, you though. Son, you to just tell you can add up to them what you know that didn't know, that you the unidentified. Looking like I'm fly, my guy, and I ain't gotta try, my guy. Try to you the toe, the even, or the eye to eye, the flow, the one to take the even. If I take from God, take the guy to read the guy, that's just after I'm reading God. Looking like I read your chick before she came back, see the and now you wanna cry the beat, just mad at what I ain't saying and I told you I ain't read the wine before you even playing, bitch. Got that pay to go to buy before you got. I gotta get it later on. She want that plate from me, and I ain't gotta cook my guy, cause I can order from 5 guys. And I ain't gotta say that's just off the fifth though. You can have the beef, but I give you a facelift though. Before you go to Janet in and try to get on the agenda again. I told you you can try to see before you try to dash in me. I guess I got it for the K, before you couldn't read for me. And I ain't gotta go to I before you didn't see IB. See the I, the dough, the goes, looking like who know for sure. And if you mad at Taji, I guess you ain't know how flow can go. Flow can go and back on off the beat and make you back up though. Back up to the beat to go and be missing though like Elliot and looking like you still trying to get where she was letting to be looking like she calling for me like Juliet. And you was mad what you saying, that's the sound like you regretting. Gotta go and get some cats before you really put your bet in. That's just going off the stake before you go in vampirism. Talking like you talking, looking like some terrorism. But you ain't coming back to I, you ain't even seeing I. And I already told you I did it before 9/11 had to fly. That's off to go to win. That's that arm enforcing then before you try to be important then. Before you exporting though, I just push you out your door. Before you didn't know, I already ran the whole show. Show up for show, that's just up to head to toe. Girl came around there, she already looking at me from head to toe. And what you knowin', she was later on, she owing like later on. You ain't even have to know where we going, that's just where we at. You is looking like who back. You could really try to lack, I already put you in hearses that. Hearse and go and re-rehearse that. Before you Cadillac trying to lack and came around, you still was lacking before I didn't pull the Mac. That's that Mickey going nugget. She just wanna get later on. She chillin' with the plug it like she putting in. She electric cry for cousin. She was crying just for me. She was trying just to see. She was looking like she A and she later C to D. Like that's just currently, and it was not transforming. Then the opta go to get the optimo to just blow like I was on Prime, you know, like some Amazon. She ain't no Amaho, but she just came around. So dang we go, and she was like dang we go. Things could go, looking like she took off everything but her fucking clothes. And she ain't had to close those. Then when we opened those, you came around, see chose what you know, and see later on, just know how it blew in before we didn't. Gotta get the piggies then, looking wolf again, looking like who tempered in before you got a ball for win, looking like a Durant, looking like you try to go and get it like you Durman, and not be anywhere and who ain't Kerman. You ain't gotta carry what you say before you hard in to say how you gonna go in before the cards gets plucked off deck, before you gotta look and say who was at your neck, and you could try to inspect the deck before I didn't get the plan, looking like I already had the method before you been the man. That's just off the cow before Tyler G made a bow and made a beat before you had a sow to go to win, sow to go to fin. It's all gonna end. Matter what I didn't do, I guess it still had to fin. And back to go to what you see, I teach I to sway to me, and looking like you rolling around, you got some dress like sway to me, and that's just off the M to go to C to T, and try to go to back to get the V like you was Kelly, and that's just off the time, looking like who Vicky Vine, convicted before they had an A, going kind of crime to say who is locking up the P, and gotta get the P before you got style, you ain't get it from me. Don't try to say who me, looking like who say the kiss, looking like y'all look like Will before I smack you out your and that's just off the rock, we ain't sell christening like we living for Christ, now that's your christening, and try to be missing in, looking like it's out of X, like I got a master plan before you get the P from that, no limit yet, like a black Corvette, looking like I gotta get it before you bow and dead a vet. And that's his bow and then better that. Ben did a V to debtor, looking like I got that U and K and cheddar. Are you okay with what you say you getting before you let her? Before I didn't have to go and let her. No pimpin' sweater, pimpin' like I gotta get it with no po. Looking like I ain't po before you see me shine though. Pull up on niggas, did I do that? Puffin' grind though, puffin' before you got your Kimmin'. Looking like who didn't winning before I had a big problem. Go to car, looking like I dashed where you are. And that's where you are? Yeah, looking like a court. Ball on you like a court. And I hustle like a Lamar with an older rapport. And looking like you gotta get the rod out your score. Like get a re before you get out bonds. Play me more out bond on a bond. Talking about you didn't say what you ratting up upon before the cheese. Ain't tell you how you ain't getting it. No more decay and so on. Looking like you read a more. Looking like the read a code. Talking like you need to go. You was asking why to me, sounding like you mad at me. Mad to go to Mel's, getting meals like Meek. Then Meek to what you saying, why? Yeah, Melly ain't speak when. When to go to see, they're looking like who noticed me. Before I had to nip and hustle, before I had to cop the read, before I had to come back and pray for X before the 10 would see. 10 to go to get a con, looking like who won upon. Won upon the 12 to see, to go ahead and judge the jury. Smell like I'm fresh, like some new, what you ain't see. What you ain't see, blinding spot, came around like I was in the league, where the blind spot, got off the hit before you gotta see how mine rock the Millie then, Millie rock the old win, old look like the Birdman just flew in like Will, didn't I do that with the black and the eyes, the peas, looking like you see, and respect the G, before you gotta talk on name, I guess you get the, the quiet before you got the R, the I, the P, and now you know how you ought to address me. I the P the dress and I ain't really peeing, stressing, looking like I got the P's while you was looking mad stressed. Got the courage, then she came around, she wanna get next. Now she wanna breathe the bride, looking like I'm Danny then. Came around, this is the end. Watch how she playing again. I ain't gotta say what is before it end again. I ain't gotta get you good later, she gon' end again. And then I did go get your bride, looking like she later on divorce you like she didn't right. And if she didn't, go ahead and leave what you ain't really right to go ahead and do it wrong in the silly night like Tilly like you ain't like it or tell her right. Now you see it, how would you wanna try and do it right? And watch me later on, Brian Sir, right? Looking like I got her, she wanna be with Mike. She wanna be with Mike like I ain't go to read a site. Now she wanna be like me and you just wanna be like Mike. She like me, she wanna be with me, alright, and that's what it meant before you try to say who he is, alright. It's alright to go in wrong, and he was going in on some, but he didn't wanna say that how he was going, where we gone. Gone to back to win, looking like who back gon' end. I already told you later on tonight, I'll wake her back, man. And back there been there, older up, and looking like you ain't growing up. I guess your flow ain't showing up. I had clean as always what? Clean as what you know and such, and knowing such to see what you was knowing like who knowing such. Knowing going haha, looking like you didn't owing such to pushing what you got it blowing, owing stuff to see you win. Mad at what you see before you storming in. Gotta came around, you mad at cause you wasn't wanting it. He wanted to look at him putting it in the joke. Gotta go ahead and get it up. And that business, bro. Melody to that trailer. No to the fielder. No, I ain't touching. It ain't gotta roll up when to no NC. Not instrument to C. Matter what you say to C. I said it 3 times. I see. Ain't really like you think, right? One, two. Back to the monster, looking like a monster. Back to 1 to 1. That's the 1 to 2, looking like a 1 to 1. I let her on, I got her 1 to 1. Now she want to be with me. 1 to 1. Wonder where she want to go in the often. You mad because she said you did soften. Hard the problem, that's 3rd time. To the knock of the school, she want to learn minds to this no, and back to being wine. We ain't go ahead and that's a key no fine. A key, she said no, that's not fine, because she already get cash, now she wants me to mind. Mind to the mind, pay attention. Matter to be quiet, relax, we mention going back to the time. Haha, live with the time before you did a rewind. Rewind a whole bunch of fucking haters. An hour later, futures to the past, see you later. I see too late to the willing in a bad son. Mad to bad to being hard to the had one. Had one to say had to the had done. Had win to the never do not one. And now you're back to the white, yeah, not gonna like it, what you're saying. I'm kinda what you're saying, really. They said the no to the great, looking like you didn't do it, but what do try? Do try, you're not pure to the eye. That's no to the road, like road to the board, like the clever, you know. That's the off to the man, like she want to be with me, like a romance again. Romance again, looking like you down the clown, looking like a haha later on, like who found the found. Found the found, oh, looking like who found the bull. Found the bull, like you looking like a gangster too. That's the offer, the Q and the Commodore. She later on that, you already know Commodore. Come on, I ain't have to tell her Commodore, because she went to bed and with me later on she running though. Running though, medicated, let her running though. Even if it's regret, she want to keep it to the hottest show. I had to show that's the purple. She wanted the Elps and new later do the Urkel. And I didn't even have to get the cheese. She just wanna come around, see through the bifocals. And through the bite to the folks and leave. Later on through the glass, she wanna come and pour for me. And pause there. The floor, son. You ain't really even go, son. Ghosting back to what you really saying. It was looking like, man, he ain't really playing. It was looking like, it was looking like a boat. Looking like she scared. Looking like C2. That's the pause before you go and looking like you got a flaw before you really wanna try. And I ain't really even, all the really oldest is. So looking like I told you really you couldn't even do all of this. And if you did, that's the case wasn't even jury to miss. And looking like I snatched a chain like I was 50 with half off of it before you even put on all full. Looking like I've been 100 before you got a 50 grand. Looking like you this before you dare try to dope. If you spit at this, you was this and this. And that's off the wall before you comment sick, you couldn't even speak. Go on my comment man, looking like hi to your hailing then, bye to you nailing then, looking like I nail it in like it was nothing off a coffin win. Before I didn't say nothing, COVID won't even coughing in, the comment even had to go and looking like I don't, looking like you mad at what I couldn't really get it for. Get it for before I go back and just did it though. Did it for you didn't see how you could just pause for me and pause and go ahead and go and be who the man is though. Looking like she wanna come around, she check my manners though. And now later on she wanna come and get ended though. Ended up she wanna get the gray and poo and pawn and then up upon it then. Now she wanna get it for cheap, well she would get it go ahead and get a coupon again. Cool and go ahead and coop, looking like she got a coupe, and then came around new juke, looking like a Jason, like you see my fees, two jukes, that came around a juke move. Now I did a spin though, spin like I get cash, like I ain't had no more spin mode like I get straight from the Venmo. Before you couldn't hate, I guess I already know them hoes. That's the 0 to 8, looking like you gotta speak before you didn't see me K, and looking like I got no Kellys in the way before you gotta talking about what I didn't do, okay? And that's act back to win, acted back to go and fly before you didn't comment then back to win and could go and see before you gotta talk about a doctor. Speak for me before you gotta go and send a C. And that's a golf for go ahead and try to go to re, see D off the re and take it back and see if you gonna try the sun see looking like the sunshine before you hold and rise in, looking like I call your girl hang up on the Verizon. I been rising, bottom to the top though. Looking like you better get a rake, this is why you stop though. A rake looking like a paranoid me, looking like you try to come around, you didn't scorn me. Barely even go to burn, looking like I've been too cool before this chili. Had to learn before I'm cooler, like you gotta see me later on the note. Looking like what I gotta rap about some ice cooling though. See how the spice make your ass trip like some fentanyl. Looking like you talking a lot of to the fentanyl. And even if you didn't know it, I guess you CIA. Looking like I've been intelligent before you won't artificial to what you saying. Came around, I ain't have no issue what you playing. Now you wanna play, came around and do that before you didn't even see me stop it. Looking like I came around before you couldn't even stop it. Stop looking at me, stop hating on me. That's your girl, she later, nigga. Later on the beater now, looking like she wanna put came around. She was out, looking like that's the O, you the T. You was timing out, came back, so you can see that's the O. Looking like I gotta hustle out before you see the O's. She gave you 2 O's, then she showed you DR. That's the doctor, she showed you to the DR. Or should I say, she showed you to the ER. Yeah, your feelings hurt, yeah, your feelings win. Looking like you feeling what you touching, you ain't feeling man good. That's the way you feeling though. Talking about you snitching, that's why you gonna feel him in though. And that's a meant to go to mint and looking like what you gon' meant before you get in bed and writing it and writing what you saying before a constitution lean won't even a plan before you gotta go ahead and say before you back to what you do before you didn't. You okay? And if you okay, I guess it's you the A before you in your state of mind before I'm in the NY stay and grind before you go and get an M Empire looking like I came around renegade with M Empire and that's off the 9 before you get your 1 before I came around and showed you how you was done and that's off a win before I didn't blue again. I blew past, didn't see how I walk and you choose fast to be the simple ass. Told you to get your hair cut like attempt fast, try to attempt and watch it some fast, go ahead and fire what you didn't add a 5, go ahead and add a G, then try to add a H so you could just hate on me. That's a fight, looking like the broken ball before you didn't break a bone, looking like I gotta get your girl, she want the blood to bone, blood to go ahead and harmonizing what you seeing, looking like she came around, I guess she had no response to seeing. Response to what she see, looking like she want a problem but she ain't SOS with me, so looking like you deaf dead, looking like she in Capri's, what she bet then. She bet she wanna entertain, she bet she wanna entertain. She wanna be with me like Beyond and do it again. So I just throw it hove, looking like she didn't ove. Looking like I got a 4-leaf lucky with a clove. Now she wanna come back, see the love and the low. Looking like she sold love below. Now she wanna get some more racks like 3 rack though. 3 rack though to get the bags from who? Back to go back and get a bar doing like what you really doing before you really even suing. Suing back to winning on. Looking like you didn't know nothing, you better call your own. Call your own before you gotta hustle out in trapping zone. Before you gotta be a big boy and say you ain't grown.
Purchase your tracks today.
Now you looking like a little one, looking like a woo-da whopping, looking like who didn't stop and came around I didn't option. Gotta get a double G, got a 2 rack for me, came back from rack and see ain't going stacking, got a million. Came back and was not you wheezing like a million. Looking like I got a game before I blacked the wall of the street. Came back and told you can calm that, all on feet. Calm on that, walk where you turned in, walked up where you at, see what you want then. That's before the R to I. Don't forget the I to P. Don't even try to come back and talk, you know it, like you had to address me. She wanna undress me, and I ain't gotta wear colors to be in flag and test C, cause the blue to white to red, looking like I told you, blue to right to head, blue to right to head before the ivy back to blue, black to go and husk, what you wanna tuss to, what you wanna push a kid and wanna tuss to, wanna tussle and talk about who bustle back to bomb and back to going salmon, looking like you crazy, back to going common, you ain't really sick, now back to go to vomit, came around, she doing back to come upon it, came back upon it, back to responded, Rita go at P and back to what we wanted, Rita wanna end it then, back to when the end it then, if you want to rock, I guess I read back at end again, and to go to see the win, looking like it's off the tree, looking like some sap to me before you got a copper G, and go ahead and go and get a copper no, looking like some wax before you got a THC and though, think about the LAC and though, why you lacking and hating, I guess you still ain't seeing though, that's the off the time and going Swiss, like I ain't gotta take a shot, but I got niggas with looking like a slice of Swiss and dismissed, why the case already been dismissed. You couldn't really diss this, might as well pass me your new mistress. She ain't really mistress, but with you, she still got stress, so she wanna go and miss that to take a shot back to me. Like she wanna get a shot, but she ain't even got a drink, see? Drinking like a champ, you was looking like a stamp. Look, if you wanna go and get her on post, then go ahead and looking like you Malone, but not in the zone. Like you already tired on the stage like Post Malone. And even if we dug you fresh, I guess we got long hair and we ain't really stressed. We ain't really stressed off the BNS and looking like the PNS before you go to Rice and Sarah, looking like right there. If you gotta get half, I guess it's not right there. Looking like Curtis before you gotta jack the mic there. Mike the jack there, looking like Sensor before I got the sun, before you get sun like there he is. There he is, now I go insane, you go looking like you gotta grow before you didn't know. And that's love for what you sent for. Sent for what you thinking what it really meant for. Meant for to be sentimental and came off the mind before it's really off instrumental. Before you had a tenfold. 10-4 to 49. Before it's Xena off the mind, I guess it's instrumental. Client bitch.